Did you know that some everyday items were invented during wartime? Necessity is the mother of invention, and the life or death situations of wartime accelerated the need for innovations, leading to a plethora of inventions that civilians use today. During World War II, many new inventions were created to help soldiers, and these were so useful that people continued using them after the war. In this video, we are going to explore the top 10 inventions from the World War era that we still use today. Before we start this video, please subscribe to our channel, Techdopia, and press the bell icon to see more of these videos. Let's get started. Number 10. Radar. During World War II, radar was invented to help detect airplanes and ships that were far away and couldn't be seen with just the eyes. This was a huge help for soldiers during the war. Today, we use radar in many important ways. It helps air traffic controllers guide airplanes safely through the skies and helps meteorologists predict the weather by detecting rain and storms. Even our smartphones use technology that came from radar. For example, the GPS on your phone, which helps you find your way around town, works because of radar systems created during the war. So, next time you use GPS or use a weather forecast, remember that these helpful tools started with radar technology from World War II. Number 9. Computers. In the 1940s, computers referred to people, mostly women, who did math calculations by hand. During World War II, the United States needed faster ways to calculate where missiles and bombs would go, so it started building machines to do these calculations. The people who used to do this math by hand began to work on programming these new machines. One famous machine was the ENIAC at the University of Pennsylvania. Women like Jean Jennings Bartik and Frances Elizabeth Betty Holberton worked on it. Jean helped develop ways to store computer data, and Betty created the first software application. These early computers and the people who programmed them helped shape the modern computers we use today. Number 8. Penicillin. Before antibiotics, even a small scratch could lead to serious infections and sometimes death. Penicillin, an important antibiotic, was discovered by Alexander Fleming, Howard Florey, and Ernest Chain in the 1930s. However, it became widely used during World War II. In August 1940, the researchers showed that penicillin could fight many harmful bacteria, including those that caused gangrene, a serious infection. At that time, the Battle of Britain was happening, and the researchers worried about a German invasion. To protect their discovery, they rubbed penicillin notatum spores into their jackets. This way, if they had to leave quickly, they could still make penicillin later. Making penicillin into medicine was very slow at first. In July 1941, Florey and another scientist, Heatley, went to the United States for help. American researchers understood how important penicillin was and found a way to make it quickly using large vats. Soon, over 20 companies were making penicillin. By 1944, soldiers carried penicillin with them during the D-Day landings at Normandy to treat their wounds and prevent infections. Penicillin saved many lives during the war and remains an important medicine today. Number 7. Satellites. After World War II, scientists used German technology from the V-2 rocket to make satellites. This helped the Americans and Russians send the first satellites into space, put people on the moon, and build the International Space Station. These accomplishments taught us a lot about space and our universe. Satellites are also critical in our everyday lives. They send signals that let us watch digital TV and help with sat-navs or GPS devices, which are used to find our way. GPS works by using signals from these satellites to show exactly where we are on Earth. So, when you use a GPS to find your way home or watch your favorite show on TV, you're using technology that started with those first satellites. Satellites have helped us learn about space and have made our daily lives easier and more fun. Number 6. Microwave oven. During World War II, an engineer named Percy Spencer helped create radar technology. After the war, he discovered a new way to use this technology. One day, while testing a radar machine, Percy noticed that the chocolate in his pocket had melted. This made him curious, so he started experimenting by placing different foods near the machine. He discovered that shorter wavelengths, called microwaves, could cook food quickly. This led to the invention of the microwave oven. Percy's discovery meant that people could cook food much faster than before. By the 1970s, many homes in the United States had microwave ovens. These ovens became very popular because they were quick and easy to use. Today, microwave ovens are found in kitchens worldwide, making it simple to heat up meals in just a few minutes. Percy Spencer's work with radar technology during the war led to an invention that changed how we cook food at home. Number 5. Superglue. Dr. Harry Coover accidentally invented superglue while trying to make gun sights. Dr. Coover, who worked for Kodak, found that the chemical mixture he used stuck things together so well that it was hard to pull them apart. At first, Dr. Coover didn't think this sticky mixture was helpful for his project, so he stopped working on it. Later, people realized how helpful superglue could be in fixing things. It wasn't until 1958, 16 years after Dr. Coover first discovered it, that superglue was sold in stores for everyone to use. Superglue became very popular because it could quickly and strongly bond many materials. Now people use superglue to fix broken toys, repair household items, and other things. Dr. Coover's accidental discovery turned out to be a fundamental invention that makes fixing things in our everyday lives easy. Number 4. Sanitary napkins. Another important invention from World War II is sanitary napkins. During the war, cotton was used to dress wounds on the battlefield, but there wasn't enough of it because so many soldiers were getting hurt. Doctors tried many other materials, even bringing in moss from Canada. Then the Kimberly-Clark Company created a special material from wood pulp called Cellucotton. It was very absorbent and cheap to make. Kimberly-Clark made a lot of Cellucotton during the war, about 380 to 500 feet every minute. In 1920, the company made the first consumer product called Kotex sanitary napkins. Kotex got its name from the cotton-like texture of Cellucotton. These sanitary napkins became popular because they were disposable and easy to use. This invention gave women a new, more convenient way to manage their periods, which made a big difference in their daily lives. Number 3. Blood bank. Before World War I, doctors rarely performed blood transfusions. But things changed when scientists discovered different blood types and learned how to keep blood fresh using refrigeration. In 1917, a U.S. Army doctor, Captain Oswald Robertson, helped set up the first blood bank on the Western Front while working with the British Army. The idea was to have a blood supply close to where the fighting was happening so that wounded soldiers could get help quickly. They kept the blood on ice for up to 28 days to store it. They also added sodium citrate to the blood to stop it from clotting. This invention was fundamental because it made it possible to save many lives by giving blood transfusions to injured soldiers. The concept of blood banks started during the war and still used today to help people who need blood transfusions. Thanks to this invention, we have blood banks that store blood safely, ready to help people in emergencies. Number 2. Duct tape. During World War II, a woman named Vesta Stout made ammunition in a factory. She noticed that the paper tape used to seal ammo boxes made it hard for soldiers to open them quickly during battles. Vesta had an idea for better waterproof cloth tape, but her bosses didn't listen to her. So, Vesta wrote a letter to President Roosevelt explaining her idea and even drew pictures to show how it would work. President Roosevelt liked the idea and told Johnson & Johnson, a company that makes medical supplies, to start making the tape. Soldiers loved it because it was strong and could stick to things well. At first, they called the tape duct tape because it used a strong cloth cotton called duck. After the war, people started using it to seal heating and cooling ducts in buildings. This is when it got the name duct tape. They also changed the color to match the HVAC system in buildings. Today, duct tape is still very popular and used for all kinds of repairs and projects around the house. Number 1. Drones. Drones were first tested by the American military less than 15 years after Orville Wright flew his airplane at Kitty Hawk. In 1918, Charles Kettering supervised experiments with unmanned aircraft. They successfully tested a type of drone called the Kettering bug. This drone could fly 75 miles to hit a target. The Kettering bug was launched using a dolly and track system. Its body was made of paper mache, and the wings were made of cardboard. A barometer and gyroscope guided the flight straight. Unfortunately, World War I ended before they could use it in combat. Even though World Wars I and II caused much destruction, they also led to important inventions. Things created out of necessity during wars are now a regular part of our lives. It shows that people can develop unique ideas to solve problems when they need something. Drones have evolved a lot since then and are now used in many different ways worldwide. I hope you liked this video. Please share your thoughts on these inventions in the comments below. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to our channel for more. Thanks for watching.